The AK-47 is one of the greatest rifles ever built. That's not an argument. That's just a fact. 70 years, over 100 million made, every major conflict on Earth since 1949. The AK earned every bit of its reputation. But here's what nobody says out loud. The reason armies chose it, the actual reason, has nothing to do with your farm, nothing to do with your livestock, nothing to do with whatever's killing your chickens at 2 in the morning. And once you understand why soldiers really run AK rifles, something shifts. The lever gun stops looking like your grandfather's deer rifle. It starts looking like the smarter prepper choice in 2026. There's one specific thing a lever gun does that no AK platform ever will. We'll get there, and it's going to change how you think about your whole ammo setup. First, let's talk about the origin of the AK argument, because most people get this completely wrong. The AK was not chosen because it shoots the best. It was not chosen because it is the most accurate. It was chosen because the Soviet Union could stamp out 1 million of them cheaply. Loose tolerances, a simple gas system. Any field armorer could fix it with basic tools. Any conscript could run it dirty for a week without cleaning. That was the design goal. Not accuracy, not longevity for a single owner, volume production for a mass army. And here is the part that matters. That system only works with a logistics tail behind it. Someone with spare bolts 2 clicks back. A crate of 7.62 by 39 millimeter. A warehouse. A state-level resupply chain. Take away the warehouse and the whole argument falls apart. Your farm is the warehouse. Your prep is the supply chain. There is no resupply truck, no armorer on call. When something breaks or runs dry, that is on you alone. So the question is not what gun works for an army. The question is what gun works for one person running one piece of land with finite supplies and no gun shop 45 minutes in any direction. That changes the math completely, and the math changed even more after August 2021. That is when the United States banned Russian ammunition imports. Before that ban, 7.62 by 39 steel case was running around 20 cents a round. As of April 2026, verified pricing puts steel case between 42 and 54 cents per round, more than doubled permanently. The sourcing shifted to Wolf, Tula, and Hornady steel match. The supply chain still exists, but it got cut once. It can get cut again. And on top of that, Kinetic Group, which owns Federal, CCI, Remington, and Speer, confirmed a 2 to 10% price increase effective April 1st, 2026. Winchester ran their own 3 to 8% hike back in January 2026. Your storage math from 2020 is wrong. Anyone still quoting pre-ban prices in their content is either uninformed or has not checked recently. Right now, this channel is the only place putting verified current numbers on this conversation. If you want to stay ahead of it, you know what to do. The cheap AK has been gone for years. Most channels just have not told you yet. So what actually makes sense when you are building around real constraints, real pricing, and a piece of land that needs guns to work rather than just look good on a range day? Start with what a working farm actually asks of a rifle, not a range drill, not a YouTube scenario. Real jobs, predator control at irregular hours, deer season once a year, property defense that you hope never comes up, and the ability to maintain everything yourself when the nearest parts supply is a long drive away. The lever gun checks every single one of those boxes, not because it's the most tactical option, because of specifics that most people gloss over. No detachable magazine means nothing to lose in a muddy field at midnight. No feed lips to crack after 3 years riding around in a truck. The tube magazine loads one round at a time and never leaves you holding an empty box of metal, wondering where the round went. That sounds minor until it's not. The 357 lever gun runs 38 special. Read that again. One rifle, 2 calibers. If you are already carrying a 357 or 38 revolver on the property, and on a working farm most people are, your handgun ammo feeds your rifle. That is not a gimmick. That is genuine logistics compatibility that the AK crowd never thinks about because they are not thinking like a farmer. They are thinking like a tactician. The big loop lever models were designed for heavy gloves, cycling that action at 3 in the morning in January with your hands numb and something screaming in the sheep pen. It works. The safety selector on the AK, on the other hand, was designed in a climate-controlled office for a soldier in moderate weather. A lever gun in a truck rack does not draw attention. No one calls the county sheriff about the deer rifle in the back window. In 2026, that is not a small thing. Pricing on the guns themselves. The Henry H009 and 3030 runs $780 to $850 new right now. The Marlin 336 Classic Ruger production runs $700 to $900 new. Used Marlin 336 rifles, and there are a lot of them, run $400 to $800 depending on condition. That is half the price of an AK platform before you buy a single magazine. Now here are the details almost no one covers. Pay attention to these. The 3030 has a known range limitation. Flat-nosed bullets in a tube magazine. Traditional loads top out around 150 effective yards. That is real. That is not a myth, but here is what most people do not factor in. Hornady lever evolution. FTX ammunition uses a flex-tip bullet that is safe in a tube magazine and pushes the effective range of the 3030 out to 250 yards. A cartridge introduced in 1895 just picked up 100 yards of reach. With factory ammo, no gunsmith, no modifications, just a different box off the shelf. If you are still thinking of the 3030 as a brush country-only cartridge, you have not bought Lever Evolution yet. Most people buying 3030 ammo right now have never heard of it. That gap between what people know and what is actually on the shelf is what we cover every time. Here's the one that almost nobody talks about. The 357 lever gun running 38 special through a 16-inch barrel outdoors is quiet enough to take a coyote at the fence line without waking your neighbors or panicking your livestock. Not suppressed, not Hollywood quiet, but a pistol caliber cartridge at reduced velocity through a rifle barrel is a completely different noise profile than a center fire rifle round going off at 2 in the morning. One shot, coyote gone. Everyone on the property sleeps through it. Try doing that with a 7.62 by 39. There's also the legal reality that nobody wants to say plainly. Rifles based on the AK pattern are restricted or outright banned in California, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Maryland. Lever-action rifles are legal in all 50 states, every single one of them. That's not a political statement. That's a logistics statement. If the regulatory environment tightens, and it has tightened twice in the last decade, your AK can become a compliance problem overnight. Your lever gun never does. Now, credit where it's due, because honest content matters more than winning an argument. The AK wins in one specific scenario, and it's a real one that a lot of farmers in the South and Central states deal with constantly. Feral hogs in numbers at night. There are 6 million feral hogs in the United States right now. They are heavily concentrated in Texas, the Southeast, and in Central states. Texas A&M Agri-Life Extension puts the annual agricultural damage above $500 million. Texas wildlife officials specifically warned in writing that .223 ammunition may not reliably penetrate hoghide. The 30-30 handles hogs. At reasonable distances, with good shot placement, it does the job, but a sounder of hogs isn't one shot. When 15 come through the fence at once, round count matters. Follow-up speed matters. The AK's 30-round magazine and 7.62 penetration wins that specific fight. That's just honest. One scenario, real and specific, and most people who buy AKs for prepping will never face it. What state are you in? Drop it in the comments, because whether you've got a hog problem or not completely changes what this answer looks like for your setup. So here is the truth. The AK is the right gun when someone else is resupplying you. Armies run it because armies have warehouses. Most preppers run it because YouTube told them to. Those are not the same reason. The lever gun is the right gun when you are the warehouse. One platform covering predators, deer season, property defense, and handgun ammo compatibility. No magazine dependencies, no import-sensitive supply chain with a history of getting cut, no political surface area in any state in the country. Simple enough to strip and service on a workbench with tools you already own. Henry H09 3030, $780 to $850 new. Marlin 336 Classic, $700 to $900 new. Used Marlin 336, $400 to $800 depending on condition. All prices verified April 2026. That is half the cost of an AK platform. With better job coverage on a working farm. The AK won the world's wars. Not because it was the best rifle, because it was the right rifle for the right logistics system. You are not an army. Build for what you actually are.